Operation Confidence proudly presents America's Invisible Heroes Talk Radio Show. Tune in weekly on Sundays from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time with your host, Consuela Mackey. Co-host, Air Force veteran Matt Davidson. Announcers, Taylor Marcella and Brooke Gadesi. U.S. Army veteran and entertainment segment host, Charles Whitehead. U.S. Army veteran and strategies for host segment host, Dr. Kathy Cash. U.S. Army veteran and Lifeline for Women Veterans segment host, Martha Elena Varela. National Director of Faith Services, Chaplain, and Veterans in Recovery segment host, Anthony Acampora. And U.S. Air Force veteran and Incarcerated to Success segment host, Kevin Lewandowski. For more information or to be a guest on our show, email info@operationconfidence.org.
Operation Confidence, America's invisible hero, invisible hero.
Operation Confidence is a grassroots nonprofit. The organization's mission is to provide stable housing for veterans who have experienced homelessness, as well as providing a wide range of supportive services. To help accomplish our goal, a successful landowner has donated land for the project, a world-renowned architect has offered to design the houses, and construction classes from the local community colleges will take part in building the houses. Your support and donations are needed. To get involved, please visit our website at www.operationconfidence.org or email info@operationconfidence.com.
Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to America's Invisible Heroes, a show that's dedicated to our veterans and their families. Yes, I'm your host, Consuela Mackey, Executive Director of a grassroots nonprofit organization called Operation Confidence. I'm not a veteran, but my heart goes out to our American heroes, especially those who have a disability and have experienced homelessness. Okay, for those who are new to the show, American Invisible Heroes was established to provide a platform for veterans and their families to be able to share their experiences, heartfelt stories, resources, and challenges. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Taylor Marcella, board member, who will introduce our co-host for today. Take it away, Taylor.
We have U.S. Air Force veteran Matt Davison, who is a board vice president and co-host. We have Army Reserve veteran Charles Whitehead, who is a board member and a co-host. We have Tanya Lewis and her bi-monthly segment, The Miracle of Sea Moss. We have U.S. Navy veteran Calvin Poole and his monthly segment, Blind Veterans Helping Blinded Veterans. And last but not least, we have U.S. Army Special Forces veteran Richard Cook and his bi-monthly segment, I Once Was Whole.
Okay, take it away, Matt.
Well, I'd like to begin by introducing my guest today, Mr. Clarence Hatchison, long time.
Oh, you muted. You muted yourself, Matt, accidentally. You're muted. You're doing so good too. Can you find it? It's okay, we'll wait.
What's the little microphone on the bottom left? There's a little microphone on the bottom left and just click it.
Okay, got it?
There you go.
All right. Introducing Clarence once again. I want to start off with a personal thank you to Clarence for his wonderful review that he did for Barnes & Noble of my book. And I appreciate that, Clarence. And
oh, it was beautiful. We all have to do the same.
He's a good writer, and he got to be writing his own book.
Yeah, I see.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks for inviting me. Glad to be here. And in fact, I am doing my personal memoirs right now.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome back, Clarence.
Thank you.
Any way I can help you, feel free to ask.
Well, I certainly appreciate.
Okay, today we're going to talk about one of the veterans that we both highly respected and cared about, and in all of the wars, and we served veterans who took part in Korea and Vietnam and the Gulf War. But there was one that preceded all of these, and he was a veteran of World War II and took part in the most fierce invasion ever in World War II, and that was at Iwo Jima. And his name, I won't say his last name, keep that confidential, but his name was Rennie. And he was a U.S. Marine, just like Clarence.
Hoorah.
He took part in combat, just like Clarence. And they grew to be good friends. And I was just curious, what were your first impressions on Rennie?
Yeah, first of all, Matt, let me preface this by saying I of World War II veterans. As you know, I am a member of the Moffett Point Marine Association, and we still have a lot of, well, a few of those veterans still around. So it's always a pleasure and almost, again, an awe just to be in their presence. I think it was the first time that you and I went out to Terminal Island to visit the incarcerated veterans. And as you know, we started out by introducing ourselves and a bit of our background. And as we were presenting our services to these room of incarcerated veterans, I noticed this one little guy just kept staring at me. And I'm wondering what is going on with this guy. You know, I know we're here in in this environment, but I wondered why. So after our presentation, we did always get together and meet one-on-one with him. And that's when he told me that he was a Marine with the 5th Marine Division on Iwo Jima. And I think at that instant is when we first bonded.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Everybody loved Rennie.
Oh, yeah.
He was like everybody's favorite uncle. And, but I wrote an essay about him called Leaving a Mark on History. And I'll just cover some of that, but it's way too much to read on this one interview. Okay, he began by saying after 6 months of intense training, the division was shipped out to Camp Tarawa on the big island of Hawaii. Another 4 months of vigorous training followed. In January 1944, the division sailed out of Hilo to take on supplies. We had no idea what our final destination would be. Some 800 vessels of all types made up the invasion armada. And after several days at sea, we were finally told that the target was a small volcanic ash island just 350 miles southwest of Japan called Iwo Jima. The main objective for taking Iwo Jima was to destroy the Japanese radar station that alerted anti-aircraft stations on the mainland and to seize the airfields there. Japanese fighter planes attacked from Iwo Jima. They were shooting down our American B-29s, and General Curtis LeMay wanted those airstrips for his B-29s and P-51 Mustangs. So we dropped 5,800 tons of bombs in over 27,000 sorties. This bombing only seemed to strengthen the enemy's fanatical will to defend Iwo at all cost. Each Japanese soldier was instructed to kill at least 6 or 7 Marines before dying. We were awakened at 3:30 a.m., served a breakfast of steak and eggs, and given a good hunting message from our commanding officer. The first wave of attack hit the beach around 9 a.m. Climbing down off the cargo net was a tricky maneuver with full packs and weapons. One misstep would result in being tossed into the churning ocean. There were 40 men per landing craft. As we neared the beach, we observed devastating gunfire coming from the island blanketing the beach, blowing up landing craft either side of us. It was the most frightening moment of my life, Renee said. Our training paled in comparison with what were actually happening. As we hit the beach, the ramp was dropped and we dashed through the raindrop-like barrage of explosions, trying to get to some protection coverage. I ripped off my pack from my back and moved faster, dug in. When I went back to retrieve my pack, the only thing there where it was left was a crater from a hole, and it's where a mortar had hit. The landing beach was a mass of Marines being put ashore and having almost no place for cover. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. This lasted all morning and intermittently throughout the day and night. Our landings on Red Beach 2 location was about 500 yards from the Iwo's #1 airfield and about 2,000 yards from the base of Mount Suribachi. During the devastating barrage from enemy weapons, we attempted to dig out foxholes. My buddy and I, along with the rest of the troops, were taking sniper fire from the airstrips in front of us, hidden behind a wrecked Zero aircraft above our elevation. He had good cover. The sniper was eventually silenced after an hour or so, and after taking his quota of young Marine lives. The Japanese had the advantage of directing gunfire from the Mount Suribachi. Our commanders considered withdrawing from the battle because of the great losses we incurred throughout the first day. Everything had stalled on the beach. That night, we finally started to slowly move inland. The constant rain, along with the volcanic sand, caused our heavy equipment to be bogged down, making it difficult to move off of the beach. This amphibious landing was a nightmare, but we were to prevail in spite of all odds. How did any of us survive this beach landing? It's a question that I have asked myself over and over again. It's a very haunting memory, and I have earned it. I have carried it and will carry it for the rest of my life. Now I want to jump forward. Because Ray couldn't carry on with his story because of the distress and the anguish that these memories evoked. But while I was back in the office, a phone call came, and a curator from the Los Angeles Veterans History Museum called me to say that the museum had just dedicated a section of the Battle of Iwo Jima, that she was given a lithograph of the flag raising on Mount Suribachi to hang in the museum. The original is in the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. She asked if I knew any veterans of that battle who put their signatures on the lithograph before it was displayed. I said, yes, I know one man, and he's incarcerated at Terminal Island. She asked if he would be able to sign the lithograph. I promised I'd find out. To my surprise, the administrator at Terminal Island gave permission for the curator to enter the facility and have Renee sign the lithograph. Arrangements were made and date was set. On the day of the event, my team and I and the museum curator and Renee's 85-year-old sister, to whom he was devoted, gathered at the institution. We were led into a special room and joined there by prison administrators, the warden, and all of the veterans that we served were led to a room for the event. The lithograph was unrolled and Renee signed it. Recognition filled the room in the form of applause, hugs, handshakes, and some tears. The institution even provided refreshments for attendees to enjoy after the ceremony took place. Since this was first written, published, I learned that the LA Veterans History Museum has closed its doors. While this is unfortunate, the lithograph did have its moment in the sun, and Renee was not just another forgotten veteran. Renee was released from prison on 2007, and unlike the museum that held his Iwo Jima lithograph, he has since passed, leaving the battlefield of heroes. And as I say, it's a long story. It's a beautiful story. He was a beautiful man. Mm-hmm. And he would call us after he was out of prison. And we would talk on the phone, and we never stopped being friends. And always respected him and cared about him and his sister. And I think the world misses him and heroes like him.
Did you and Clarence work together?
Yes, we did.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Clarence was an EDD veteran job developer. And because part of what I was responsible for was employment, housing, and healthcare for these veterans. And Clarence was very helpful in the employment part. And he would speak to these veterans about how to get jobs, where to get them, and all that he knew about employing veterans, he would bring into the prison and share with these men. And that was extremely helpful. So that's how we worked together in the prison. And
wow. Clarence, can you tell us a little bit about you and Matt's friendship?
Yes. In fact, when I joined the program, with EDD, one of my duties was to do outreach. And my manager at the time, I didn't know anything about doing outreach, in prison outreach. In fact, that was one of the duties. So he did tell me to reach out to Matt Davison, and he knew everything there was to know. And sure enough, again, like Renee, it was like a bonding at first meeting. We became instant friends.
Right.
If you have a second, I'd like to share a story.
Sure.
If you have time.
Sure.
I was at a church event in San Pedro one time. And at the end of the meeting, it was a weekly meeting, I heard someone call my name, but he referred to me as Mr. Hatcherson. And most colleagues at that time called me Clarence. So when he called my name, I looked and I apologized. He says, well, you know me, but I'm afraid I don't know you. Who are you? And he said, I was incarcerated at Terminal Island, and you and Matt Davison came out and talked to us. And he says, I got to tell you, it was things like that, people like you, that help us get through and get out and be out here where we are.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
What a wonderful compliment. That's beautiful. So you guys have some wonderful history together.
It's rewarding work.
Mm-hmm. Matt, is Clarence anywhere in your book? I know he wrote a beautiful write-up about you, and which I'm going to do the same.
I'm sorry.
Is any of the adventures that you and Clarence have been on in your book? I know Clarence is about to write. Yours is just mainly poems, though, right? And essays.
Yeah, you know, Clarence had an endorsement. He wrote something nice for the book, and we put it in there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I did not tell you this, but I am so honored that you gave me the last word in your book.
Oh, okay. I knew it had to be something in there. That is so beautiful. Well, congratulations. I think their friendship is just absolutely beautiful. And Clarence, don't make this your last time. Here.
Okay, I promise I won't.
Okay, and Operation Confidence sure needs you to help us. You don't even have anything to do with jobs anymore, huh? But we can still learn from you, wealth of information.
Anything, and I've shared this with Matt, any way I can contribute, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh, wonderful.
I did have moved away from the LA area. I'm out in the Inland Empire right now, out in Moreno Valley.
Oh, okay.
But anything I can do to contribute, by all means, call on me.
Well, I have some. I'm going to email you because I got a project I need you to help me with. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you for the invite.
Right.
Good seeing all of you.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Clarence.
Talk to you, Matt.
I know you have to leave too, Matt, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much. That was a beautiful, beautiful presentation. Okay, Taylor, take it away, girlfriend. And then we're going to move on to Richard and Calvin. Richard has to leave early today, so you'll go ahead on with your presentation.
Okay. So my friend Dora, who uses a wheelchair, lodged a complaint with what she described as a dismissive and discriminatory action. Dora expressed her frustration after the incident, which occurred last month on Route 66, when she was left sitting on the pavement in her wheelchair because a bus driver refused to adjust the ramp so she could get on. The driver refused to allow her to get on the bus, even though the bus was empty. He was very rude, ending up closing the bus door in her face. She tried to ask the driver to please wait at the next stop so she could catch up, but he again refused and drove off. You can imagine how upset my friend was. She had been in a wheelchair for over a decade because she suffered from muscular dystrophy. She felt embarrassed about the transport system, then angry at the fact that this could be happening to many other people with disabilities. She was also angry at the fact that the driver ignored her and made her think twice before deciding to use public transportation again. Public transportation workers need to be re-educated, as I feel some drivers are impatient when it comes to disabled people. They don't seem to appreciate that. Just because things might take a little longer, it doesn't mean you can decide what we can't get on. I know that by my friend Dora bringing a light to the subject will make a change, as well as make life easier for at least one disabled person using public transportation. I have experienced trouble with public transportation myself quite a few times. I've been left on the trains as they've forgotten to get a ramp, and buses have pulled away whilst I'm still trying to park in a wheelchair space. All public transportation buses are accessible to wheelchairs and committed to providing service to all without discrimination. The bus company, after the investigation, said they would like to extend an apology to Dora and to assure her that the necessary internal action, including additional training, will be taken immediately to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Wow, that was deep. You know, I've heard that so many times with individuals with disabilities and these bus drivers, so.
Yeah, I know.
Have you experienced anything like that? You too, Richard, weren't you hurt recently on the bus? Didn't someone try to stick you up or something?
What?
Yeah,
You muted.
on the bus out of Culver City, a guy punched me in the face and knocked me out.
Really? How that was recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a couple of months ago now. But the
Oh, wow.
detective I keep talking to says they can't do nothing about it because I was doing something which what my protection was to swing my cane to prevent me being hit again. So he blames it on me. But anyways, I just have to deal with that.
Who blamed it on you?
Whoa.
Yeah, we got to hear that again.
We got to get to the, how did this start? I mean, what happened, you know?
The guy actually in the very beginning was talking to himself. So he has some type of brain injury or something where he is not quite all there.
Right.
And he just looked at me one day and he was sitting in the very back and he got up, looked at me and looks at me and nods his head. And he says, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, and punch me.
Oh, wow.
So I told that detective to listen to the recording because he had to get the recordings from the bus company to listen to it. I said, listen to it and watch what I'm doing. I said, I'm not here to give you trouble. And I told that to the guy. And then I said, but you're making threats to me. That's what I was saying on the recording. And I said, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to swing my cane, which was the top part of the C9 cane. You can swing it. I said, I'm going to swing my cane. So the thing is, if you're making advances at me, I'm swinging my cane. That way you will not get in my way. That's what I said.
And who did you tell this to, the driver or to the?
To the detective that was investigating it. So he's blaming me. I said, I'm the one who can't see. So how am I going to get into his space? I said to the detective. So anyways, that's where it went out. And so far I haven't heard from the detective at that point either at that area. Otherwise, I can sue the Culver City Police Department and the bus company for that.
Exactly, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I know.
Are
that's
you okay.
Yeah, so far I've healed. It was on my right side. It was all puffed up.
Really?
A couple of months ago, and also inside the cheek was gushing blood, but right now it's all healed up.
Oh, that's so scary. Well, God bless you. I had heard about this earlier, and I couldn't believe what had happened, but you're doing fine now. Thank goodness. Okay, so we're moving right along here. I know that you have to leave. And Calvin, what happened to you, Calvin? We can't see you anymore, my friend. Calvin, can you hear us? Woohoo! There you go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, your camera's off.
Is it off?
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Got it back.
All right.
On. Okay. So we're moving on here where Charles, you're going to introduce Calvin and also Richard, and then they're going to take it from here because they were both involved in something very spectacular a few months ago. No, last month, actually.
Last week or whenever it was.
Yeah.
All
right. All right. Well, now I'm going to talk about U.S. Navy vet Calvin Poole and U.S. Navy vet Calvin Poole and U.S. Army Special Forces Richard Cook Sr. Both attended and participated in the Golden Age Games in Des Moines, Iowa on May 20th through the 23rd this year. It was founded in 1985. The National Veteran Golden Age Games serves veterans ages 55 years and older. Through its Fitness for Life motto, the Golden Age Games offer sports competitions and health and education sessions to demonstrate the value that sports, wellness, and fitness provide to assist senior veterans that live an active and healthy lifestyle. The National Veteran Golden Games is a qualified event for the National Senior Games. So U.S. Navy veteran Calvin Poole is the past president of the Tennessee Regional Group of the Blinded Veterans Association, or the BVA. He is currently the Secretary-Treasurer for the Tennessee Regional Group of the BVA and Regional BVA Ambassador. He is also the chairman of the Blind Veterans Association for the Golden Age Games. U.S. vet Sergeant Cook, who's just been talking, about the showdown on the bus line. Anyway, Richard he suffered a substantial brain damage, not from this what he was just talking about, that led to vision loss, body weakness, and aphasia. This marked the beginning of an enlightening journey to beat the odds and to rediscover himself. Richard participated in the games and won several awards. Sergeant Cook also has a book on Amazon entitled I Once Was Whole that will inspire you to never stop reaching for your goals. Go ahead, gents. Y'all take it away.
Okay. You want to go first, Calvin or Richard? Either one of you guys.
I'll yield to Richard because I know he's at the summer sports game, so he probably got to go to a meeting shortly. So, Richard, you can go ahead.
Okay. Well, pretty much we covered everything at the Golden Age Games. We covered everything. I participated in cornhole, shuffleboard, and the 1,500-meter power walk.
Excuse me, Charles, do you have any pictures of Richard?
Yes, these are the pictures we had last week, right?
The one I sent you this week. But go ahead and finish talking about why Charles looks for it, Richard.
All right. So the power walk was the most, for the trying phases of the Golden Age Games, because it's a 1 mile, but at the power walk, you actually have to walk very, I'm going to say not negative, but aggressively to get to walk through the timer. So the thing is, I did the power walk, which is for 1 mile. I think I came out this time something about, about 13 minutes compared to the past, but I did that in that aspect. But the thing is, it was still, I'll call it grueling, but I was better at it this time. But even though I got the, it's a blue ribbon that shows that I got 6th place, like that. So, it doesn't matter to me. The point is, as a stroke survivor in 2016, I was able to walk again. That's my point. I was able to walk again. Why? I keep doing things exercise-wise to rebuild the body in regards to walking, so I can walk again. So that's what I was a little bit proud of. Also, the 4th place ribbon right there is because I was doing beanbag toss. I call it beanbag toss. They call it cornhole. In the old days, I call it beanbag toss. So I was able to get the little bags that they have. I toss them up, and they'd go on the side of the hole that they're using. So that's why in a 4th place, if I had a few actually go in the holes, then I would have got a higher score. But at least I got 4th place. The point is, it was the category for those who are visually impaired. So
you had more pictures, Charles?
As a visually impaired person, I was able to get it around the hole at least, but it just qualified me for 4th place ribbon. So it's okay. I don't mind.
There you go.
The point is, I was able to do that. Of course, I have my sunglasses on as well too here, where I'm doing the 1,500-meter power walk, and I'm moving up. But the thing is, I moved up still, and I got in that category for the 6th place ribbon. So that's still point is demonstrating that I can walk again. In 2016, from those strokes, I could not walk. Literally, I had to go through a lot of physical therapy to get my legs to be able to move. Now I was showing people how you can walk again after 3 strokes. So always keep that in mind. Stroke survivors, don't give up, because I haven't given up.
That's right. Okay. Well, that's a heck of an accomplishment. We're so proud of you, Richard.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. You have many more pictures that we'll look at next time. I know you have to go, and we have to move on with the show as well. Calvin, it's on you.
Okay, thank you again so much for allowing me to have this time in this segment. It's so important to me that I communicate to other blind and veterans like Richard and myself, that life is not over once you lose your sight. And like Richard said, I attended the Golden Age game as well. I participated in disc golf, cornhole, horseshoe, air rifle, and bocce. Those are some very good sports for the visually impaired persons.
Really?
I did finish with 2 bronze medals. I got a bronze medal in disc golf, which is played like regular golf, only using some frisbee-like disc. And you score just like you score when you're playing regular golf. It's a fun game. I met Richard on the course that same day, so I got a chance to officially meet him. I was glad to meet him. And but it was like 700 different veterans with disabilities at the event. And the alarming thing for me was, out of the 700, there was only probably 2 or 3% of the blind veterans and visually participate in the event. And I just want to take this time to reach out to all the blind and visually impaired veterans across the nation to get out and get active. You don't have to sit at home and be alone, and because when you do, you develop other health problems, obesity and other problems.
We're showing your picture here holding the flag.
Yeah.
No, that's the Tennessee sign.
Yeah, that was the opening ceremonies. Each state had a representative that walked in with their state flag from each state, and that was the opening ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only picture that I got. The other picture of Miss Shawn skydiving. I don't know. So,
that was just did that yesterday, so I don't know how they got mixed up. Anyway,
yeah,
we had a great time there, and next year the event is going to be in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Right. And
hopefully that some of the blinded veterans and visually impaired veterans. Today I participated in a tandem bike race that took place at the neighborhood African.
I got back there.
And I will get those pictures to y'all next time. Well, I had to be around 4:00 this morning. It's like 11-mile bike ride.
Ooh, I know you tired.
A little bit.
How long was it?
It's 10 nautical miles, but it's 11.2 regular miles.
Ooh,
up and down.
I could have got to the corner.
Yeah, it's a lot of wear. You sitting on that seat for a while. The buttocks get a little sore.
Yeah, it does. And how is that done though? You have to show some pictures next time. How is that done when you visually impaired on the riding the bike?
Yeah, I've got what they call a tandem bike, and it has 2 seats on it.
Okay.
Person that's on the front of the bike is called the pilot, and I am on the back of the bike, of course, and I'm called a stoker. And the pilot responsibility basically is to keep the gears from changing up and down the hills and navigate, communicating which way we're turning, left or right. And my job on the back is to keep the steam coming.
Oh, okay. That's a job.
But it was about, I think, 400 different people out there today. They're all runners, walkers, and it's just amazing to be out and seeing people feel active and trying to live a normal life.
Right.
And that's what inspires me to keep going.
That is so beautiful. Well, congratulations to you and to Richard. You two are amazing, phenomenal role models.
Well, right now I'm at the summer ski clinic right here in San Diego. Of course, I could pan around at some point and show you the location. We're right there by the bay right here, or I call it the port of San Diego. I'm right there.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
I'll have some
pictures on the
pictures
dock of the bay.
Second?
Are you sitting on the dock of the bay wasting time?
Yeah, that's about it. So what I did, I'll send you some pictures, Charles, for what I was doing on the dock of the bay.
And we want to see the rest of yours too, Calvin. I'll look and see if Rashad. I did see the ones Rashad sent over had a lot of her pictures, but
Yeah.
I think we'll have to look in the files and see if there's more, because we want to show everybody what you guys are doing. I think it's just so inspirational, you know.
And then this month, on the 21st of June, we're going to do an adaptive sports day for the visually impaired children at the Colonial Middle School here in Memphis. And on the 28th, we're going to do another adaptive sports event for children from 12 to 18 from selected part of the city here in Memphis. And we did one back in March, and the children, we had about 35 children came out.
Really?
They had a wonderful time. So we introduced them to several different games.
Are these visually impaired kids, or?
They multiple disabilities. Some of them were visually impaired, some intellectually challenged, they call it.
Right.
Some of them were autistic, but they can learn. And
sure.
Be a little patient with them, but they can learn though. But it's going to be
that's a good feeling to be able to give back to the kids, you know.
Then of course in June again, later on this month, we'll be back in Lubbock, Texas on the program. So got a business summer coming.
When you coming to California? You say you coming here pretty soon.
It'd be September or maybe October, I think.
Okay, well, we all got to get together, huh, Richard? And
yes, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Charles and Taylor and Tanya.
Kelvin, I'm in Inglewood, so if you're close to Inglewood, let me know.
We'll find somewhere we can all meet at the same time.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Beautiful presentation.
Yeah, I've got a brother that lives in Van Nuys, so.
Oh, okay. That's not far from me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna make that a date. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Connie's buying lunch for everyone.
That's all right.
Okay.
I will. Oh, you invite you over here to my home.
We're going to Ruth Chris.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm just messing with
you. Where's Ruth?
Taylor, she know. Look at Taylor. She know what it is. Mm-hmm.
What's Ruth Quick?
Ruth Chris. There's one right here in San Diego too. I walk right by it every day.
Oh, really? What type of food?
Steaks.
Steak.
Lobster.
Yeah, it's a steak specialty place. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So everything is home style. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Richard, will you be selling? Because last time I went, we went out in a big 40-foot sailboat.
We're going to be doing that here on Wednesday.
Okay, you'll like it.
Yeah, they're going to be having a dinner on the sailboat, but also one of those days I have to look at my schedule again. Then I'm going to be doing sailing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right, well, we're moving right along here. It's time for Tanya. Taylor, you going to introduce girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am. So, Tanya Lewis, a Compton, California native, found herself needing a healthy lifestyle after discovering she was ill. Tanya discovered from a routine doctor's visit that she suffered from genetic predispositions, including diabetes, neuropathy, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. Being told that she would be on medication for the rest of her life, she began her holistic research. The quest to heal put her on a purpose-driven mission. She spent significant time doing extensive detoxes, fasts, and fact-finding. After discovering the many benefits of sea moss, she began to utilize it for herself. She realized that after implementing the sea moss into her lifestyle, that her illness began to subside. As a result, she was able to eliminate the medication. This is the moment she knew she had to share her lived experience with other people, and Sea Moss Head was created. As great as the benefits were, she couldn't get people to see past the salty, oceanic smell and taste. She realized that to attract the masses, she had to create a sea moss gel that was pleasant to the taste buds. She began the Sea Moss Head exotic flavor line, which removed the bad taste stigma. Utilizing her skills as a well-seasoned creator of sea moss gel, she developed a flavorful sea moss that tantalizes the palate. Her overall mission was to get this product into the hands of the community and to change their perspective from everything healthy is nasty to being healthy is fun and tasty. As a sea mossologist, her goals include planting seeds in the community by increasing health awareness, educating the minds, and removing the health food stigma. Today, Tanya will inform us on the many benefits of sea moss. Take it away, Tanya.
Wow, thank you, Taylor. That was such a great introduction. I really appreciate that. So yes, my name is Tanya Lewis. I'm a native of Compton, California. And I love everything that I do. I've been here a few times now, and a lot of people know, a lot of viewers know what sea moss is. So now I want to talk about today how to incorporate sea moss, excuse me, into your everyday life.
Can you first tell us what is sea moss for people that's just tuning in or don't really know?
Sure. Sea moss is a seaweed that grows in the bottom of the ocean. It's a nutrient-dense superfood that has 92 of 102 minerals that the human body is made of. It's known for having the minerals. It's known for increasing your energy, regulating blood pressure, regulating blood glucose levels. It adds, because it has minerals, it's good for your bones, your hair and your nails, helps to rebuild the minerals in your body, helps to rebuild your bones. And it also helps to remove mucus and inflammation from the body, all the way from your head to your toe. So if you're a person that have inflammation of the brain, or whether you're a person that has gout, sea moss is a good product for you. It also helps to decalcify the cells from acid. So we need to decalcify our cells from acid so that our bodies can accept the minerals so that we can be healthy. Okay. So I hope I provided a brief overview. Great. Thank you. So now we want to talk about, we talked about the different kinds of sea moss. Well, now today I want to talk about how to incorporate sea moss into your everyday diet, because it is something that you can take as a meal replacement supplement or as a type of mineral that you ingest. So even though you could take sea moss as a topical solution, if you have skin problems or acne, or you want to do a facial on yourself, you can take sea moss as a topical solution. But as far as taking it internally as a supplement, it's many ways you can do it. Like Taylor said, a lot of people don't like the way sea moss tastes. They say it has it's good for you, but it tastes like the ocean, and people don't want to deal with things like that. So one of my purposes here is to encourage people to want to do healthy things. So that's, again, why I made the flavored line. But some people don't like the texture. Some people don't like the taste. Some people just don't like the idea, period, of just putting something in their mouth. So we sneak it into the diet as much as possible to help people overcome that. So
especially something from the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, from the bottom of the ocean where they have all these crustaceans and shrimp, eating all this poop and stuff. But it's not sitting on the floor. It's at the bottom of the ocean attached to coral reefs. So it's not sitting on the floor, right? But that's the importance of finding a good source, because yes, there are some dirty oceans out there. And yes, they have some sea moss that has fishing wire, mold, mildew, fungus, pesticides, oil from ships. So sourcing is important, because you could be a person taking sea moss, but it was in a body of water that wasn't very healthy or very clean. And so now you're introducing all these toxins into your body as well.
Where does yours come from?
My sea moss comes from St. Lucia. I love St. Lucia sea moss. And I also have a variation that comes from Africa, from Zanzibar. That's a purple variation. 2 different continents, but 2 very well bodies, very good bodies of water to get sea moss from. So the most popular way, we're gonna try to cover 5. I don't know how much time I have, but the most popular way that people like to take sea moss is in a smoothie. So you can just blend it in your smoothie. What you would do is, if you have the powder, you would just take like a teaspoon of powder, put that in your smoothie, because sea moss does come in a powder variation, which is nothing but the seaweed blended down to a powder. You can add that to your smoothie, or you can add 2 tablespoons of sea moss and just blend it in your smoothie. It's just going to give it a nice creamy texture and then give you all the minerals that you need. You'll never know it's there. So that's a good way that you can do it. And you can also add your favorite fruit, your favorite vegetable, or your favorite juice to make it taste even better. So Connie,
oh, that was my next question.
Connie here gets her sea moss in a very special way. Connie gets hers, they come in little juice bottles because sea moss head has a juice line, but hers come in a powder variation,
right,
with an extra added herbal supplement like turmeric or wheatgrass, but it's all in a powder form, and I ship it to Connie, so we don't have to worry about if it's going to go bad in the mail. And also, all she has to do is add her favorite beverage or water, shake it up, drink it, and that's it.
And I feel the difference immediately. I mean, I'm like Superwoman today. I've gone to the market, walked the dog, fixed the food, came back, ready for the show.
I'm happy to hear that. And the reason why, we did Connie's that way is for a very special reason. It's not for me to announce, but let me go ahead and stick to the script here and move on to the number 2 way that you can use sea moss to incorporate in your everyday foods and diet. So soups and stews. One of my favorite ones to make is potato and leek soup. And you don't need much. So, like when you see your grandmother or your mom cook, normally they would add like a tablespoon of flour to kind of thicken up the soup and thicken up the gravy. Well, batter-enriched flour, it's not that healthy for you. It's a lot of inflammation, and it's a bleached food, so it's processed and so forth. Well, sea moss, you could take a tablespoon of sea moss and get the same effect, except now you just adding minerals and nutrients to your food. Now, you don't want to use too much, because if you use too much sea moss, then that soup is going to feel like a brick, and you're going to be sitting there trying to scoop it and it ain't going to move. Because sea moss, it's a carrageenan as well, so it thickens. It's a thickener agent as well.
Wow.
So that's why it's good to use in soups and stews.
Another way, how much do you put, like a tablespoon?
1 tablespoon, that's it. I don't care if you got a big pot, 1 tablespoon. Otherwise, it's not going to be soup no more. It's going to be like soaked.
Like cement, huh?
Yeah, you don't want that, because it's a great thickening agent. It's also sea moss, also a food preservative, a natural food preservative that they use a lot in things like beers, makeup, and shampoos, stuff like that they don't want to road or mop.
You put a facial mask too, don't you? Or do you have?
Yeah, you can use sea moss as a facial mask. Sea moss has collagen in it, so it helps to fill in those wrinkles and dark spots, and get you looking good again.
There you go. Do you use it as a gel or just as mix it with water to make it liquid? How do you mix it?
Well, so that's a good question, Connie, because with the powder, right? For example, I have a green clay that I use, and I just mix a little, not even a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon of the sea moss with the green clay or bentonite clay, and you can use that to add a little water, make it pasty, and make you a facial mask that'll help detoxify your skin or your under armpits as well. So that's another great way to use it.
Where do you get this
bentonite clay? You can get bentonite clay from the health food store.
Okay.
Or green clay from the health food store. I get mine particularly from New Body Products, which is a health food store that's been in Compton for over 60 years, helping keeping the community well and thrive.
Right.
They have that at their store. The number 3 way is a salad dressing, guys. So you can mix sea moss with olive oil, vinegar, and lemon, just a little bit of lemon juice and your favorite herb like thyme or I don't know, oregano, cilantro, whatever you want to use. And there you have it, a whole healthy salad dressing. So what are you doing? Well, you just having some salad dressing, but you just added so many minerals and nutrients to your salad dressing. So there you have it right there. You can just put a little salad dressing on your salad or however you eat your salad dressing. Some people use it for other foods as well. But you can make a salad dressing with sea moss, and what it'll do is give it that creamy texture like ranch or Caesar or Thousand Islands. Yes. But
now, do you use it as powder or the gel? I mean, how would you first start out with that?
Me personally, I would use the gel because you know that's just my preference. You'll be able to use it faster. With the powder, when you're using that as a thickening agent, it kind of takes a minute to realize. So, and then you can't really tell. Like it might be as thin as some juice, but then once that powder, start to settle, it might turn around and be as thick as God knows what. And you're like, oh man. So that's why I prefer to just use the gel in the first place for something like the salad dressing.
Okay.
The fourth way, which is a good way, a lot of people like using it for baked goods. So if you're baking a cake or making some cookie batter or something like that, you would just add the gel and blend it in with your cake batter or your biscuit batter or whatever it is you're baking. And it's just going to give it that nice, I don't know, it just add this texture, this, that creamy, not creamy, I don't even know how to explain it, but when that moist taste that you get in the cake. So it'll stop your food from drying out. And again, you might be having a piece of cake that you really shouldn't be eating, but that cake is full of nutrients. So it balances things out and make it okay, at least in my eyes.
That's justification, huh?
Some of those.
Yeah. It's about doing the best we can. We ain't got to be perfect. God knew we wasn't going to be perfect, but we just do the best we can.
Hey,
so some of those you don't have to be a vegan. No, none of those recipes are on my website. And in fact, I was going to wait and share this after number 5. But what I'm going to do just for this segment, I'm going to send Connie a recipe every day with a visual recipe. And then it's going to have the ingredients that you can add. So maybe if you want to incorporate sea moss into your diet, you already have a recipe that you can use, but you got to stay tuned and you got to tap in every day.
Come back now.
And I want to put that what you're doing on our website as well. Give you a whole page,
Okay.
Fabulous. So you have to help me with that.
Okay. That sounds good.
Great. Okay.
Well, actually, I said 5, but I don't know how much time I have left.
Charles, you had said something?
No, I was gonna say, Connie got some sea moss. Now we got to get ours, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. See, Connie, get the ball rolling. You just gotta communicate with me, and then we can make everything happen. Communication is.
And I'm kind of worse too. So.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Connie call me all the time, and I respond when I can.
Yes, she does.
And sometimes I forget because I have a lot going on, but Connie will call me, and I love when people call.
2 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
I don't call that early.
Charles, you know what? I would ask you, and I'd be like, Charles, what time is it?
Yeah, that's Connie. Get ready.
That's my time, though.
3:30. I was just thinking about something right now. I had to call you so I wouldn't forget.
Yep. And when I wake up, I see it, and I'll be like, very
that's
good.
Me.
Let's call you in 1 minute.
And what I got to tell you is amazing.
Yeah, and it can't wait.
Can't wait.
I love
it's amazing.
I get my sleep though early though. I doze
that's
off
when the
around
good things
8.
come to us.
I doze off around 8 or 9 o'clock.
Sleep.
But at 2, I'm bright out ready to take on the world. But I have a lot of people I talk to out of the country too, so it works out well. But anyway, So fabulous. You have something last but not least, because we're starting to wind down the show.
The last but not least one is a product that I have. It's juice. You can add sea moss to your juices, or you can make a sea moss drink. Some people prefer a lemonade, a sea moss lemonade, and some people prefer like a milk base, but we don't use cow milk. We use almond milk and stuff like that. That's number 5. And then one bonus, I don't want to stick too much time on there, but one bonus is then eggs. If you have some sea moss gel, you can add a little bit to your eggs or the powder. You can add that to your eggs while you mix them up for scrambled eggs. And then you add those to the skillet and you cooking those, and it's going to give you such a nice, fluffy texture, a good texture. And I'll be putting that recipe on the website too. So you got 5 plus a bonus that you guys need to stay tuned in. And Connie's going to drop one every day on her Facebook.
That's right.
If you want to see, you better stay tapped in.
Now tell me this, how much do you put in the egg? Like if you got 1 egg or 2 eggs, how much of the powder would you put in there? I have the powder, so.
A half a teaspoon. A half a teaspoon.
Yeah, because I don't want to rock
be a volcano over there. She gonna be and had a volcano over there.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you said that, Charles, because in St. Lucia, where the sea moss grows, it grows between some mountains and volcanoes. So the fulvic acid and the minerals from the volcanoes is in the water, and that's what makes the sea moss from St. Lucia so special, because you get those minerals plus the sea minerals, and that's one of the reasons why it acts as a thickening agent as well, because of those volcanic ashes. So it's funny you said that. Yeah, you will get a volcano. Eggs be looking like McDonald's.
Done it and why? You know.
Yeah. Last but not least, too, you had said that the sea moss is not at the bottom where all the trash and stuff is. It's like where? How did you say that before?
At the bottom, but it's
okay. It's not laying on the floor.
Right.
Because everything eventually settles on the ocean's floor. But the coral reef is at the bottom, but it's not on the floor. It's like a big rock looking thing, but it's a reef. Okay. And the sea moss is attracted to it and it attaches to it. And you know how coral reefs have different colors?
Right.
Well, once the sea moss come out, you really don't know, because it looks just like a red algae underwater. But once it dries, then that's when you get the vibrant colors. You get the blues, the greens, the purples, and the golds. Well, actually, the gold comes from just laying the sea moss in the sun. It's called the bleaching technique, where the sun exchanges the pigments from the sea moss and then gives it phytonutrients. It's like an exchange of energy and minerals with the sea moss in the sun. But
that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
We have to be more educated, but this is fascinating. I can tell the difference. How long I've been on it from the powder? About a week?
Yeah. Yep. Well, Monday was a holiday, so I shifted to, Yep. About a week.
I can feel the difference immediately, guys. So you got to get some, Charles.
When I see Connie out there running, then I know. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna show you.
All right now.
It was amazing just to have me out there this morning, period. Like at 4 a.m, walking cozy.
That's what I'm saying. If she's gonna be calling you, watch.
She ain't gonna have to, because I'm gonna keep her supplied.
That's right. It's almost time for me to order some more, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. That is so cool. Thank you so much. We ended. I want you to see this story, though. Ending with Charles telling us about this older guy.
Am I going to jump?
What's wrong with you? And then we go from our older gentleman, 109-year-old veteran, has a secret to life. That old guy is amazing.
Yep, here we go. First of all, what's wrong with you? How did this happen? People in wheelchairs encounter those questions regularly and want people to know they are not okay to ask. Some people don't care. I don't care. I'll tell them in a minute, but I hate when people ask me. This is not me talking now. This is I'm just quoting somebody. I hate when people ask me what happened. That question reduces and objectifies me, as if the only thing interesting about me is why I use a wheelchair. more than 61 million adults in the U.S. have a disability, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Of those, 13.7% have a mobility condition that makes walking or taking the stairs difficult. Just because we are in wheelchairs doesn't mean that we are not happy. Even though we deal with challenging circumstances, we live a very happy and fulfilling life. Many of us have lost the ability to walk due to an injury while in the military or an illness. I went off a 150-foot cliff, but I'm still here, so in 82, I had a car accident. I was in a head-on collision with a drunk driver, almost killed me. In 87, I went off a 150-foot cliff in the car, and you know what? I'm still here. So,
that's right.
To God give the glory, and I've been blessed.
Sure enough.
Also, yeah, I mean that's me. So that's what happened to me. People are like, man, and then here I am jumping out of airplanes and the side of buildings, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Hey, it's all good.
I think it's amazing. It's so inspirational. Yep. But that's so cool, though, Charles. You're one of our heroes. You and Taylor having to use a wheelchair. I mean, you haven't let that stop you at all. Are you continuing on with your presentation with that, or are you finished with the?
Well, that's pretty much. I'll just go on and read it all. It says also another misconception is that because a person is in a wheelchair, they shouldn't be in relationships or get married. What? I never heard that before. They feel that because of my disability, I'm not able to live a fun and productive life. Who wrote this? Okay. What brings me the most joy? It says helping others, whether they are a wheelchair user or not. That's me. All of us have everyday struggles, and when I'm able to help uplift and inspire individuals from all walks of life and share with them things that can help them overcome challenges, that's what I want to do. My wish is that people would see that the wheelchair user have wants, needs, desires, and dreams that we will fulfill just like everyone else. So I mean that's the bottom line. I go places, and then it's mostly the kids. They'd be like, "What happened to you?" And then they're curious. The kids are curious. Yeah, right. It's like, "What happened to you? How come you in that wheelchair?" I said, "Because I like to roll," or something like that.
That's a good way of saying that.
So you got to give them a little, humor or a little something, because I know people who get mad when people do something like that. And I was once at I do stuff at some of these different colleges to help them out with their spinal cord programs, spinal cord injury programs, and we had a panel, a bunch of us that were helping, and and like. People were like getting up and they were telling about, how they deal with people asking them, questions or looking at them and this. And one of the people got up and said that, she didn't like it when people asked her questions and, and then, she's like, kind of let them know. And then I got up and I was like, you know what? People ask me, I tell them all the time, it's okay. I take a different approach. I had nothing to do with her. And after we were done, so you're going to call me out. I'm like, what?
Really?
You look bad because here I am playing don't ask me this and that. And then I turn around, and tell my part. I'm okay with it. I said, I was like, why you connecting me with you? This is the way you deal with it. It's the way I deal with it,
Right.
I mean,
you haven't had any of those encounters, Taylor?
Only one or two. Come on, tell the truth.
Probably.
Yeah. You got a fabulous way of just blowing it off and keep rolling.
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't, because people are genuine, like especially they want to help you all the time, It's like people get mad about that too. I'm like, why are you getting mad? It's like, hey, someone wants to help you, just tell them thank you, but no thank you. I mean, just the other day, like most of the time, or I would say half of the time, I go to when I need to get gas. They don't have self-serve stations anymore. All of that, But there's a station I go to all the time. The guy will come out, but a lot of times when I'm not around there, I go somewhere. I get out and, you know, there's a guy like, hey, you need some help? I said, no, I'm good. You know, like, I mean, like with the wheelchair, whatever, you know, I'm, you know, and I just give them the, oh, I'm okay thing, you know, and then that's it. You know, you don't make a,
Right.
you know, don't be asking me questions. I don't need you, you know, because, so, I mean, you know,
I love it.
At this point, I'm like, yeah, open the door, please. Can you need help? Yep. I need all the help.
like
Yep.
a Taylor, like, yeah,
All
as a
of the
matter of
things.
fact,
I
you
don't
know,
care. Yep. Do that. Pump the gas.
yeah,
Yep.
you know, and that's
Push the
fine.
cart,
You
yep.
know, it's like, I mean, I have restaurants and places that I go to,
Yep.
and I get into the thing. Well, I'll call them and I let them know who I am, and they, you know, they'll bring the food out, you know, because it's like, hey,
Right.
this is Charles. They get to know me. I'm like, hey, you know, oh, okay, you know, it's like, because it's, you know, getting in and out of the car, you got to take the chair out, you got to get in it, you got to do this, you know, for then you might have to find parking that's difficult or park on the streets. You know, I go to this place and get fish, and the lot is only so big, and then you got people parking in a couple of handicap spots that are there who aren't handicapped, but they going, you know, it's like, so I call them
I
up and
can't stand that.
you know, it's like, you know, it is what it is, you know, unfortunately. I mean, I've seen the sheriffs, you know,
Really?
handicap. Yeah, when there was only like two sheriff's cars and then the block's full. I took a picture and I told somebody, I said, I should post this on social media. They said, man, you better watch out. You know, sheriff's
No, don't do that. The repercussions.
yeah, yeah. I
Any
said,
work.
yeah, I'll be making them look, you know, like, yeah, this is what we get right here. You know, they can
Right,
park
right.
anywhere they want. They want to park in these spots.
Exactly. That is so
But
cool.
anyway, you know, that was
Go
enough.
a
of that.
little veteran so we can wind it down now. I know
Okay,
everybody got to go. And I left. Guess what Cozy is? In the car.
Oh, the
I've
dog.
never seen a dog so obsessed with getting in the car. I mean, he
Oh
literally
yeah, they want to go rolling. Dogs were.
supposed to go somewhere. I don't know where we going, but Cozy said, I'm waiting.
Honey, you gotta get him a stroller that's shaped like a car.
I
He
know
can
it,
just
huh?
jump in his stroller.
I got him a
He
stroller.
like, that ain't the same. Now, let me tell you, my sister's dog, I take her for a walk. If I say anything, if she sees that harness, she be trying to jump in the harness, you know, like she try
that's
to
Cozy.
get her head in that harness. She'd be like, let's go, you know, I'm like, hold up, you know, she goes, let's go, you know, walk it, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's her, him too. Yeah, he love that, you know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, come on, Shore.
Show you this video, and then this video is like 12 minutes long. So
okay.
but I'm let's see what we got right here. Okay. There it is. All right. Let's call it up right here. Boom.
Yeah, like a lot of people say, God kept you here to help others. But I don't know why he kept me here. I can't tell you. I ain't talked to him, and he ain't talked to me. My name is Richard Arvin Overton. I am 109 years old. Still walk, I still talk, and I still drive.
Right, still drive at 109. Look at that.
Keep rolling.
I just got my license renewed this year. They give me an eye test. Everything they give me now, I pass it. I feel good going on driving. I like to drive myself because other drivers, they drive crazy.
I said I see it, and
rid of that commercial.
Oh, I can't get rid of it.
Okay, so it's gonna be gone for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am the oldest World II veteran. I went in the Army in 1940. Made you more braver, stronger. I can sleep with every door open and without a lock on it. Ain't scared. No, ain't nothing gonna bother you. You see a soldier with a gun, you don't see him turn around and go back this way. He may go sideways, but he ain't gonna turn around and go back. Don't care how hot them bullets is, he ain't gonna go back. So when you go in there, you just say, well, God has got me now. See? He gonna take care of you. If it's your time to go, that bullet gonna get you. If it ain't your time to go, that bullet going over your head. It ain't gonna hit you. So man will kill you, but God's the one to keep you alive. It wasn't good, but we had to go. I built me a house, and that's in 45. That's where I've been ever since. It's a nice place to live. Yeah, I'm happy with my house. That's all I need. I'd buy one thing, I would use that one thing. I wouldn't buy one thing, go buy another, go buy another. I got a truck out there and it runs just like I want it. And so I just keep it. But I don't fool with a credit card, never. For everything I get, I pay cash for it. I got 50 cents a day. That's way back yonder. But I lived out of that. Because everything was nickel and dime, 3 cents. I remember when the man got the first Ford, I was out after working at I think I picked cotton down there. And we heard that he gonna get a car. We didn't know what a car was. We heard about it, but we never went to come to town much. My first car was a little old Ford, T-model Ford. I had to get in front and crank it. You remember them cars? I know you wasn't born there, were you? No, I know you wasn't. I just sit there and smoke sometimes 12 cigars a day. Maybe sometime more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody say, what you smoking for? It makes you feel better. But you can't inhale. Just to go ahead and just smoke the cat, let it go and forget about swallowing it. If you swallow, no taste to it. Just makes you cold. I'm doing it the healthy way. Every time I get up in the morning, that cat's sitting there waiting. And either I go to bed, sometimes they're sitting up there waiting because they want to get their supper, and then they want to go to bed.
I want to go outside again. I want to sit back with
I didn't realize that these commercials
Oh yeah, that's YouTube for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's mine? Okay. Start.
But you don't feed a cat too much because he won't eat a rat.
Oh, goodness.
So in other words,
I help those cats and they keep me happy. I tell the truth, they keep me happy. I want to see my cats every morning. I wake up 1 o'clock, or either wake up at 2 or 3. Anytime I wake up, I just get up.
get on the phone like kind
I get me a cup of coffee sometimes. I drink about 4 cups of coffee in the morning. This morning I drank about that much whiskey.
Dang. Whiskey, cigars, coffee.
I love milk and fish, corn, and soup. I love soup. A lot of people don't like soup and don't drink milk, but I've been drinking milk for practically all my life. And ice cream, I eat ice cream every night. It makes me happy. I eat butter pecan. If you want to buy any, you buy butter pecan. It is the Olden diet. It's anybody's diet that want to eat it. Church is a wonderful place. Lovely place. Keeps me going. Makes me feel good. I think that helps me push myself along, going to church. You learn something at church too. You learn how to live better, how to treat people. We don't have all the answers. Got to save some of the answers for somebody else to do. And singing, I love that church singing. Beautiful. Church is just for everybody. But you got to go for one person, that's yourself. Good to have a spiritual life, but you got to live it. It makes you feel better to have a person around you like Miss Love. We get along real nice.
You got a girlfriend.
Oh, she's 91 years old.
got a cool.
You know, I'm 109.
Got him a youngster.
And yeah, we go to the hospital to see people. We go to the grocery store. We go shopping sometime, and I take you to church and take her different places. She's just a nice person. Yep, we have fun together. I've seen lots and lots of living. But I'm still living good. I ain't suffering nothing. I get what I want. So I'm still living all right. Don't give up, you're through. You just down yourself. I am. I'm giving you some of my secret to a long life. That if you ever use it, if you don't use it, that's your bad luck. My time ain't got here yet. And I don't know when I come here, and I don't know when I'm going. You either. Neither one of us know when we're going. I may give out, but I never give up.
Sound like so. Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
Well, that was amazing.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that
well,
amazing?
Thank you.
And I got cigars, wine,
Ice
coffee.
cream.
I mean, ice cream. I mean, this dude, everything he does, everything that the Board of Health don't recommend. I got him a youngster, got him a young woman, you know.
That just passed his driver's test license again.
Hey, Abraham walking the earth.
That's right. See, so we got this. He's a role model.
He's the Methuselah of the modern times, you know.
That's right. Okay, we signing on out here. Taylor, you gonna take us on out, girl?
Yes, ma'am. Before Miss Connie closes the show, we would like to encourage our viewers and listeners to visit Operation Confidence resource page on our website for some amazing resources. Also, we would like to inform everyone about Operation Confidence Positive Redirection Team. It's a group of male and female veterans who are mentors, having overcome similar challenges and situations, transitioning back into mainstream society. To be connected or become a team member, email us at info@operationconfidence.org. Again, info@operationconfidence.org. Connie?
Okay, and also, as you all may know, not everyone, we want to remind our listeners and our viewers that our goal for the show is to raise awareness about Operation Confidence's mission, which is to provide stable housing with a wide range of supportive services for our veterans, especially those who are disabled and may have experienced homelessness. So to get involved with our grassroots efforts, please send us an email to info@operationconfidence.org. And please don't forget to subscribe to our American Invisible Heroes YouTube channel. To date, we have over 135,000 views, and we're moving it up every day. So I'm excited about that. We're not doing so bad to be newcomers. And also, we need your support. So please don't forget to send a donation to our teeny house building fund. Anything will do. And in closing, Operation Confidence Invisible Heroes radio and talk show is also streaming on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, as well as Amazon, iHeart, Stitcher, Instagram, Twitch, and Operation Confidence's own blog. So please don't forget to visit us and at the same time support our efforts. And we want to share everybody. Thank you so much, our amazing host today, and of course our guest. And that tenure, that's something that I want to confess that I absolutely love at CMOS. So you've healed a lot of people. Tell me something. How many people before we close that you have had an impact on their lives since you? How long has CMOS, your company, been around?
CMOS has been in existence for it'll be 4 years in December, and that I know of, it's been at least 1,000 people for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, these are customers that, you know, I'm a real person too, and we talk, and I help them in other areas to improve their health and wellness outside.
And you know what you didn't do? You didn't give us the information so they want to reach you. So you do that now. You know?
You got to do
okay.
That, how you forget that?
Okay, so here, a lot of everybody not internet savvy. So if you're not internet savvy, you can call my business line at 213-550-5665.
Repeat that.
That's 213-550-5665. The other way you can reach me is you can order on the website at www.cmosshead.com. That's SEAMOSSHEAD.com. And you can find me on all social media platforms at SeaMossHead. SeaMossHead. Thank you.
And last but not least, give your office number.
Yes, that's the office number, the 213-550-5665. I do have a 1-800 number. It's on the bottom of the webpage. I don't know that number by heart.
Okay.
But I don't think they charge people toll calls no more for calling out of the area code.
No, right.
Cell phones.
Yeah, but I use your cell phone.
Yeah, and
Okay,
you can reach me between 8 and 8 p.m. unless of course you're Connie.
Yeah.
Connie calls when Connie won't want to call.
She can call you at 3:30 a.m.
Time, right?
She at 3:30 a.m.
I'm up and at it, you know. So I want to say thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next week. And everyone have a blessed week and a blessed day.
All right, I'm gonna play
starting out music.
Okay, yep, gonna do it right now, and then we'll see you next week.
That's right. Thank you, guys.
America's invisible hero, invisible hero,
Bye-bye.
All right.